Hi, you guys. It's Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer. And today we are going to talk about the new moon in Capricorn that is happening on December 23rd, 2022. Now, you will still find this video relevant all the way through next May, because we're going to talk a lot about Jupiter in this video, and Jupiter is changing signs. And it's in a big time effect with this new moon. I also want to tell you that we're going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to give you sort of a new way to think about looking at new moons and full moons, and I do it a little bit differently. So when you are watching a new moon video on YouTube, most astrologers are actually giving you the horoscope based on your rising sign. And what they're doing is they're saying if you are Aries rising, or if you're an Aries, that you have this new moon happening in your 10th house. Now, if you are an Aries, but you're not an Aries rising, that is not going to apply to you. So we're going to do it much more legitimately, and we're going to do it in a way that is much more personalized for you. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know, where do you have 1 degree Capricorn in your chart? Because that is the precise place that this is happening. So I want you to go look at that. Now, you might not have any planets in that place in your chart at the 1 degree Capricorn. And you need to go get your natal chart to really be able to get the most out of this video. And if you can do that, you're going to learn so much. So keep listening if you don't have your chart. But then I want you to either go to my shop at soulnavigation.com and go buy yourself a chart. It takes us a couple days to get it to you, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I designed them myself. Or just go on the internet and grab a free cheap, just a free one. That's not that fancy. I like mine because I put so many different things into it. But I want you to look for where you have 1 degree. Now, we work with orbs. So you can go back to 28 degrees Sagittarius, and you can go forward all the way to, 5 degrees Capricorn, but I'll even let you take it to 10 degrees Capricorn. So that space right there is what is really being affected in with this new moon. Now, this new moon is going to have seeds that are planted, new beginnings and fresh starts all the way until May. So it's a very important new moon. This is not my favorite new moon. And that's because Pluto is in the mix, and I don't love that. It's far away. It's at 27 degrees, but it's sitting there with Venus and with Mercury, and I don't love that. But we're going to work with it, and I'm going to tell you kind of what is so good about this moon and what's also kind of hard. So I'm going to talk to you about this based on the signs, okay? So I'll tell you how it's going to work. So first, I'm going to give you an overview for everybody, collectively and individually, what this new moon is all about on the 23rd of December, and what is it creating, what is it bringing in to your life, okay? Then we're going to go through all the signs, Aries through Pisces. And when we go through the signs, I'm not going to be talking about your rising sign. That's what most astrologers are doing, because it isn't going to be accurate enough. So I want you to primarily listen for your sun sign. But if you have personal planets in these signs, like we start with Aries, if you have personal planets in these signs, that planet is being affected by this new moon, and it makes it extra potent and extra powerful. Now, I only really want you to take into consideration the personal planets. So that is the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and I'll also say Jupiter. Okay, now for my members only, after this video, I am going to, on my members only videos, I'm going to take this new moon through the houses. And that's also really, really accurate. So wherever you have 1 degree Capricorn, look and see which house that lands in. And if you are a super supporter, you're going to get access to understanding the subject matter in which this new moon, and the house is so important to know, but I'm going to do that for my members only. And where do you guys find my members only videos? On the community page. It's the only way. If you ring the bell, you will get a notification, and you'll probably get an email sent to whichever email is attached to your YouTube. But you can also find my videos on my community page. So if you are a member, you'll get all that inside scoop. Okay, so let's first start with what the heck is this new moon bringing in on the 23rd of December, which is really interesting because I want to tell you on the 24th of December, that moon is going to move into a conjunction with Pluto. And so that's the reason why I really don't love this new moon, because it's bringing in really intense energy on the 24th and the 25th. However, we are talking about the 23rd. So this is a little trick. This is a little hack that I'm going to give you. And this little hack is if you are born on the very first day of a zodiac sign, this new moon is affecting you in a very, very powerful way. So if you are born on the 1st degree or the first day of the Aries sun sign, whoa, this is huge for you. Or the first day of Taurus, okay? So for Aries, that might be if you're born like March 20th. For Taurus, it might be if you're born around May 20th, May 21st, and on. June 21st, so if you have a 1 degree, 2 degree, and like I said, all the way up to 5 degrees, this is so bullseye. This is happening bullseye, right? Smack in your life. But I would also say the first 10 degrees, if you're born within the first 10 degrees of any sign, this is having direct impact on you. It doesn't matter what the sign is. This is like a big wake-up call in your life. And if you're born on the 10th degree, let's say, it's not quite as loud as if you are born on the 1st degree. I will also say if you're born on the 29th degree, this is also huge in your life because it's only 1 degree away, even though it is in the previous sign. Is that making sense? I hope so. So the first thing I want to say is that this new moon, and if you've been seen other videos, I'm sure absolutely every single astrologer is talking about this because it's just so impactful. But Jupiter has just moved into Aries. And if you guys didn't see my last video, December transits, please go watch that because I do talk a lot about that Jupiter in Aries. So Jupiter is getting out of Pisces. It's at the 0 degrees Aries, and it is making a super tight square to the sun and the moon at 1 degree Capricorn. So I like that Jupiter is getting out of Pisces, even though Jupiter belongs to Pisces, because it's really emotional. So you're going to start feeling a little bit tougher, a little bit more Aries-like, if you will, and it gives us just a little bit more fire. So I'll tell you that this Jupiter in Aries is going to last until May 16th, 2023. And I think you are going to feel a giant rush of energy when Jupiter does move into Aries and out of Pisces. And that happens on December 21st, but it's going to get this extra prominent role with the new moon on the 23rd. So you might just feel this gush of energy, of fire, of, oh my God, I got to get shit done, right? Because that's Aries. I like this a lot. So I'm looking at the chart while I'm talking to you guys, and I don't have this scripted, so I'm just talking from my heart. So I am sure I will be missing important points, but I'm going to try to give you the best, the most critical things that you need to know. Also, I don't believe I'm going to have an editor on this, so forgive me for all the little blips and bleeps and bloopers and all the little takeaways. And if I jolt my camera around, just because this is kind of old school, I don't have my wonderful Carly Ann for this video. So one thing that I want to tell you is that if you've been feeling down or blue or sad, it's because that Jupiter has been at the 28th and 29th degree for a little while now, quite a few weeks. So this is going to help you recharge your whole entire life right now, no matter what sign you are. This is just collectively for everybody. We're going to have a little bit of a boost of energy, and you're going to probably be able to get out of your sad emotions. If you've been feeling like you've been drowning in a sea of emotions, especially for my water sign people, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, this has probably been kind of an emotional time for you. I know that the water sign people in my life are really struggling. My Cancers are really struggling. My Pisces are really struggling, and my Scorpios are suffering too right now. So this is going to be a little bit helpful. So whatever Jupiter touches, and we know that it is in true square to this new moon, it makes that energy exaggerate itself. It makes that energy go really big and become super enormous and large. It's like good things come in big packages, right? Everyone likes big things, right? Yes. So wherever this 0 degrees Aries is in your chart, and wherever this 1 degrees Capricorn is in your chart, this is the access point where big things are manifesting. They're gargantuan. I also want to tell you this important thing, and I'm one of the few astrologers. I see more astrologers talking about it now, but I'm one of the few astrologers that started really, really talking about the perilous 29th degree. So this is not the 29th degree, this is the 0 degree. And the 0 degree comes with just, it's the life force pop of energy. It is the birth, it is the seed popping out of the soil. It is the little chick making its way outside. It's being hatched, right? Just making its way into the world. It is the baby crying, right? After the baby is birthed. This is the life force energy. So this comes with a crack and a pop and a rocket launch of energy, just a fiery, rockety launch energy. Is that it? I know. There's my first blooper. So what I'm saying is that there is so much pop wherever you have 0 degrees Aries and 1 degrees Capricorn in your chart. And those two houses are the subject matter. And if you have planets there, they're in this blender. So whenever we have a square with Jupiter, it really it can be felt in a massive way. And now we have this rocket launch, in addition to this Jupiter square the sun and the moon. Now, I have to say, just like a rocket launch, you wouldn't want to stand too close to it, right? So on the flip side, it can maybe bring in energy that's too big, too gregarious, too much, too loud, too hot, too fiery, too bold, too enormous to even manage it. So I do want you to be careful. This is like walking around with a stick of dynamite, okay? And are you going to use that dynamite for demolitions, or are you going to use that dynamite to create fireworks? Now, this new moon energy is going to last for 2 weeks until we get to the next full moon. But I really want to say it's going to last all the way until May 16th, 2023. So whatever you see happening in the collective world out there, just plan on it being a theme until next May. Why? That's because this Jupiter energy is holding on to it, and it stays in Aries until May 16th. So this new moon on the 23rd can bring you a tremendous amount of good luck, but it can also make you overspend, overeat, overtalk, overdo. And so I want you to kind of keep your energy calm and grounded in the Capricorn, pragmatic, earthbound style, if you will. Don't let the Aries just exhaust yourself. And I also want you to know that this new moon is asking you to grow yourself right now, grow your life, grow your career, grow your business. But how I explain it is a little bit different than other astrologers. And that is, this is your job, but this is not just your job. This is your career, but this is not just your career. So step into this deeper understanding with me. This is you growing the meaning of your life. This is you growing, putting your truth, Jupiter, your truth into your legacy and walking your talk and actually evolving into the person that you believe yourself to be. So who do you want to be? What is your legacy? When you're not here on the earth plane anymore, how do you want to be known? How do you want to be remembered? That is Capricorn. Everybody I hear talk about Capricorn in videos is just so cliche. This is your place in society. This is your job. This is how you get paid. This is your career. No, this is so much bigger than that. This is who you will be remembered as on earth when you are looking down from heaven above. So that is the new seed, the new beginning that you are creating right now. So this is quite abundant. Now, it can feel negative if you put too much on your plate and if you are not practical. So Jupiter is not that practical. Jupiter is the dream inside of you, and Capricorn is making the dream come true step by step, bit by bit, right? So I have a dream to, I have a dream to be a brilliant storyteller. Well, Capricorn is me going out and buying the microphone, right? Okay, so how are you building the dream, the legacy dream that lives inside of you, the Martin Luther King part of you? What is your legacy and going to be? How are you going to be remembered? And what are the steps that you're going to take that are pragmatic? And I don't want you to be too excessive or too expansive in your dream, because if it's too hard to do, you're going to get too overwhelmed and you're just going to simply not do it. So just know that there can be a part 1, a part 2, a part 3. There can be 7, there can be 70 parts to your dream. But what's the first part that you want to accomplish between now and May 16th? So another thing I want to talk to you about is dreams are expensive because they require vast amounts of energy, and sometimes they require financing. So you might feel right now that the world is getting really, really expensive. And Jupiter might want you to splurge, but Capricorn wants you to conserve. So I want you to find the middle ground. So this is what I want you to do. If somebody tells you, in order for you to create the legacy, create the dream that you have in your head, you need to spend, I don't know, $30,000 or whatever is a lot of money for you. I want you to first research if you can actually do it for cheaper and do it for free. Because I'm going to tell you, with this Jupiter, there is an expensive way to do it. And it might even be a shortcut, and you might even get results faster. But Capricorn is saying, maybe even with a little sweat equity, you don't have to spend that kind of money. I don't want you to fall for scams right now. They're really bad. And I don't want you to feel like you have to spend a ton of money to become the person you want to become, okay? Capricorn believes in quality and also believes in sweat equity. Yes, you might need to make a little bit of a financial investment. I'm just saying, use conservation when it comes to money, to your resources, to your time, and to your energy. Be pragmatic, be practical, do your research. Do not overspend. There's a real temptation to overspend with this Jupiter in Aries. You also, with this new moon on the 23rd, we're going to see a lot of aggression and frustrations. We're going to see anger bubble up, and lots of activity with this, warrior Aries in Jupiter, which it's literally, the meaning is fighting for our beliefs, fighting for what we believe in. This is Iran. This is literally Iran, where I believe in my rights as a woman, and I will take to the streets and I will be excessively loud about it. Now, is it really excessively loud? No, but in that country it is. So literally, that is literally Jupiter in Aries. Now, with this new moon, we're supposed to figure out how to conserve our energy and create great potency. And also in order to create massive change. But how can we also be pragmatic, be strong, and conserve our resources, but not necessarily dilute the power? So I want you to really watch your energy right now, watch your own words, and make sure that you stay calm in the midst of total chaos, because we are going to see more and more chaos, and we will see it between now and May 16th. But this new moon will launch it because of that square to 0 degrees Jupiter in Aries. I also want to say that you can use this energy, especially if you have it in a harmonious place in your chart. And we're going to get to all 12 signs here in a minute. But you can find enormous inspiration, optimism, joy, and happiness with this too. And you can attract abundance in your life. I want to say, mark down on your calendars, December 29th through January 18th, Mercury is going to go into retrograde. That's probably going to be another video of mine. But I also want to invite you guys to tell me if you're liking these transit videos. I hope so. So this is a time when you can attract to yourself, yes, a new job, a fantastic new business venture, or launch your purpose in life, your calling, in a new way. And I don't really want you to let Mercury in retrograde in just a few days after this new moon to scare you. I want you to dive in. This is a supermoon. Supermoons mean that the moon is closer to Earth, and it strengthens the power. It makes this moon more powerful. It's also the second new moon in the 30-day period, so that's also what makes it a supermoon. So get ready for a big jolt of energy on January 22nd, because that is when all of the planets are going to be going in a forward motion. So no retrogrades. So there's going to be something pretty powerful happening around January 22nd. And I'm interested to see what it is. So let's dive into how this is going to manifest for each sign. Okay? I wanted to say one more really important thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And I like to give you guys sort of a new look at the new moons. And I like to give you a new angle or a new perspective, rather than just having this be for your rising signs. So we're having a paradigm shift right now with Mercury right here near to Pluto. Let me look at the chart real quick. We've got Mercury at 21 and we have Pluto at 27. So what's happening is we're being asked to transform our thoughts. And we are this is hard work, you guys. This is really, really hard work. But I want to tell you, we are so blessed. We are so blessed because we are the game changers. We really are. We are the changing of the guard. And it is hard and it is painful. But with Pluto and Mercury in a conjunction, what is happening is this new paradigm shift where we are literally seeing systems, mostly governmental or laws, crumbling. We can see people trying to hold on to archaic ways of thinking. And I might need to do a whole new video on this. So tell me if you're interested in this subject, because this is going to last for a little while. And if you want me to do a whole video on this topic, I will. But this is just a little tidbit of what's happening. And it's so critical because it's going to come to a head right around this new moon on December 23rd. But every single subject in life, literally every subject, think of a subject, water, oceans, trees, our land, our earth, our environment, our sexuality, our gender, our money, our food, GMO, no GMO, our illnesses, our drugs, our politicians, our leaders, our school system, our medical, our healthcare, our education, right? Any subject you can think of is changing and we are exhausted, aren't we? We are absolutely exhausted, but we are having a paradigm shift. So every single subject is being evaluated. It is being penetrated for what the truth is. And sometimes we don't know what the truth is. We don't know. We think we know, but we don't know. But every single system is being asked to be evaluated and to be reformed. And we are still in this giant reformation. Did you guys see my video? It was my transits video where I talked about the coronavirus happening, and it was a paradigm shift. And I think it was December 2019. Go look for that transits video. Oh my God, because we are still in this reformation. So, and why, what are we trying to reform? Well, we are trying to reform this world for the future souls to embrace. So we are helping create change for the future souls that will be living here. It's hard work. And I am going to speak about this on an individual level, but also a collective level. And there is just a huge changing of the guard because this is us stepping into the 5D, both collectively and individually. We are in the shift of consciousness. So every single subject under this new moon will be in scrutiny. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a second important thing before we go through the signs that I really want to tell you about. And that is that Jupiter makes a complete trip around the entire zodiac every 12 years. So where were you about 12 years ago? That's like the summer of 2010. And because this is a similar feeling to that time in your life. So did you have a fire in your belly? what themes were playing out at that time, because that is the same exact place that Jupiter is at right now. So what was going on in your life? Because if you can look at that, you can kind of see how the energy, how you experienced the energy. Okay, now I'm ready to jump into the signs. And if you are not a super supporter, if you have not joined my channel and you want to, you can just join for it's so inexpensive. Just go to my front page and click on the join button, and you'll see the 2 different levels that I'm offering right now. But for just $2, you can get my behind the scenes videos if you want. And then we will go through the houses. So what house this new moon is happening in your chart. And I think the house is so critical because it will show you the subject matter. But let's talk about Aries. So this is if you have Aries prominently in your chart, especially at those early degrees. So if you've got any of your personal planets in Aries, I'm looking at the chart right now, and if you have them between 0 and 10 degrees, I'll give you up to 10 degrees, but really closer to 0, the more impactful this will be. This still will impact you if you have those personal planets, your moon sign, your sun sign, your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, or your Jupiter between 0 and 10. So this is going to be you having that Jupiter right smack on those Aries planets for you. So this is a big, maybe the biggest new moon for you all year. This makes this moon giant. It makes it so important. Aries moon people, Aries rising, Aries Mercury, 0 to 10 degrees. Personal planet, Aries people, please seize the opportunity to be very in tune with what you are trying to create for yourself. There is so much abundance and positivity, new starts, fresh beginnings, big opportunities, big expansion, big optimism, big successes that want to find you. All this positive energy between now and May, but it is going to launch like fireworks in your life on the 23rd. This is you literally putting the crown on your head. Jupiter is regal. It is royal. It is the royalty in way more so than Venus. I mean, this is Zeus. This is the god of all gods is raining these blessings down on you. Now, there's going to be good luck coming to you, massive optimism, like reasons to be happy. So get in touch with what your higher beliefs are. What the hell do you believe in? And then what I want you to do is I want you to step into creating that, putting steps into place that will help benefit that belief system. How are you going to manifest your greatness? Like I said, Jupiter is Zeus. There is a regal quality here. So there is a sense of pride that wants to find you, a sense of dignity that is being grown inside of you. This is royal confidence finding you. Now, it can go 2 ways. You can become cocky and arrogant, and you can also kind of rest on your laurels. Don't do that. This is a Capricorn moon. You are about to step into, you're about to be handed, you're about to have truly new great beginnings find you. What are you going to do with those new beginnings? So this is probably going to benefit your highest self, your greatness. It's probably going to change your energy. Energetically, you're going to show up differently between now and May 16th, probably working very hard. This isn't something that's going to happen just for free. I want you to think about the best approach to manifesting that which you believe in. And I want you to take a leap of faith, bet on yourself, and I want you to get ready to be known, get ready to be seen. This is going to be your social status and your recognition in your field or in your work or in your relationship. It's going to level up for you. You might be taking your whole life to the next level. And I want you to go slow enough, right, that you can really build something strong for yourself. Now, Aries doesn't really understand Capricorn. They don't really appreciate it. Capricorn goes slow and is methodical and likes to say, no, we can't do that. And let's get more research, let's take more time. And they build slowly, where Aries just likes to leap in. So these two things might be at odds. I want you to find the middle ground and just bring the fire and the passion, but build out your dream right now, step by step. I really, really want you to manifest on the 23rd and bet on yourself. And I just want you to know, with a practical approach, like good old Capricorn wants, you can really grow something in your life, excuse me, over the next 12 years that is so profoundly meaningful. You do need to bring a sense of maturity, and you do need to bring a sense of integrity and responsibility to the playing field. So that's Capricorn. Now, where you have this in your chart, by which house, is also really important. And as I mentioned, I'll be doing that in my members only video. Okay, Tauruses. So, especially if you are born within the first 10 degrees of Taurus, I want to tell you that you're going to get a lot of support. And Taurus kind of builds slowly. They're very grounded, and so does Capricorn. And I think that this is going to benefit you and give you a lot of stamina and a lot of incredible strength. This is going to also give you status. And I'm going to tell you that you probably have been feeling a little bit unstable, if you will. There's probably been a lot of changes in your life because Uranus is sitting right there at 15 degrees Taurus. And so you have been experiencing Uranus on your sun. So any Taurus, this is going to be true for, but it's going to be really intense for those who have their personal planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, or rising between 0 and 10 degrees. If you've got if you've got your Taurus planets closer to the 15th degree, well, that's where Uranus is right now. So I think you will like that this new moon is going to lend you a little bit of calm, a little bit of resilience, a little bit, it's like you're going to be fortified. Now, where this lands in your chart by house is very important to know, because that is the arena, that is the subject matter. But I want to tell you that we're working with Taurus. Your ruling planet is Venus, and we're working with the sun and the moon in Capricorn. And during this new moon, Venus is also in Capricorn, and it's quite close to Mercury. So this is when you could receive really pleasant news, good news, news that benefits you, news that helps make all the changes in your life better. I am telling you, Tauruses, your world wants to change. The North Node here on your sun sign for about 2.5 years. Yeah. And it's already at the 10 degrees. So we're more than halfway through. You are being asked to massively get out of your rut, take some risks. They should be more like conservative risks. Don't be crazy. This Jupiter in Aries, well, check and see if it's touching if it's near your Mercury or your Venus or your Mars. But this Jupiter in Aries isn't playing out in a giant way for you as much as that Venus in Capricorn on Mercury. Now, that Venus is also going to be conjuncting Pluto. And so you might, I just want to say, tell the people and the animals in your life that you love them and deepen that emotional connection to your loved ones. I also want to tell you that this is a fantastic time for you to invest in the market, in yourself, energetically and financially. You could have giant, positive outcomes from smart financial investments that are not giant, but that are reasonable growth, right? Reasonable growth opportunity. This is a great time for you to invest in yourself financially or get an investor. This is a time for you to apply for a job that will pay you out more money. Why? Because that Venus, your sun sign, or your whatever primary planet you're looking at in Taurus, that is the ruler. And that ruler is in this glorious, gorgeous placement in the new moon chart, and also in relationship to your Taurus planets. So this is kind of exciting for Taurus. This is a really good time. Manifest, manifest, manifest. And if you did not see my video called Do This on Every New Moon, please go watch that, because in that video, I teach you how to manifest. Okay, Geminis, you've been struggling a little bit because you've had Mars sitting there retrograding right over your primary planets. So if you're Gemini rising, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, this is for you. And I'll just say, I think this new moon can actually kind of be a little bit, yes, good for you, but how do I say this? I think that this new moon might not go nearly as quickly as you would like. I think that you are experiencing roadblocks because of that stupid Mars in Gemini, irritating you. However, your ruling planet is Mercury, and Mercury is sitting sandwiched between Pluto and Venus. So this is a little bit of a mixed bag for Gemini. I will say, though, especially if you are a Gemini, or if you've got these personal planets or your rising sign between 0 and 10 degrees, you've got the benefit of that Jupiter in Aries. So there's going to be gargantuan opportunities and then roadblocks. Why roadblocks? Because that Mars, but also because that Mercury is conjunct Pluto. So you are a big factor in having a paradigm shift yourself, but also creating a paradigm shift for future souls. With Mercury on Pluto, you could feel overly or emotionally dark or pessimistic when things don't go your way. This is a mixed bag. It's like, hey, we've got a great job opportunity for you. But for some reason, for whatever reason, they're either not calling you back. It doesn't start soon enough. It doesn't give you the kind of benefits you want. You're going to have to take a chance on you. And that's a song, right? Take a chance on me. Take a chance on you. Yeah. So that is Gemini. Take a chance on you. But I want you to know there's speed bumps, there's roadblocks, and your ruling planet is about to go retrograde. So I'm going to tell you, you get all those benefits of Aries and Jupiter because it's in harmony to your personal planet, your sun sign. And so there is massive optimism, but you really have to check the contract, understand what the obligations are, and make sure you can fulfill your part of the contract, and do not get frustrated over the speed bump. So what I kind of want you to do is manifest peace and ease, peacefulness and ease, harnessing your new opportunities. Okay, let's talk about Cancer. Cancers, oh my God, my Cancers. I have so many great Cancers in my life. My mother, my beloved brother, and my daughter, and my semi-daughter-in-law. I love them all. This is really rough. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I want you to look at your chart, and if you are a very late Cancer, so if you are born 3 days before it turns to Leo. So that would be like July 19, 20, 21. Yeah. Pluto is opposing your sun. That is very difficult. There is an ending happening. And 5 degrees before, 5 degrees after. So Cancers are going through some ending phases. It's like the changing of the guards. The old life is leaving you and you're stepping into a whole new identity, truthfully. And you are actually stepping into a massive new identity emotionally and mentally, spiritually, soulfully. And the reason why is the moon is your ruling planet, and the moon is a new moon in Capricorn with that cluster of Capricorn planets. And so we've got a new mindset and we have a new emotional set, new heart set. So, but this is in opposition to you. So I want to ask you, are you truly fulfilled in your life? And if not, what changes are you going to make on a pragmatic, practical, not emotional level? Not emotional level. I know the Cancers in my life are all kind of having really massive, massive changes and a lot of losses too. This can be a heartbreaking time for Cancers. So especially if you've got Cancer around that 27th degree, any of your personal planets around that 27th degree, because that's sitting in opposition to Pluto. And also if you've got Cancer energy from 0 degrees to 10 degrees, this new moon is opposing you. So you might feel like you're not getting your way. Things are not happening fast enough. Now, what is the benefit of Jupiter? It's kind of annoying to you because it's in Aries. And so it's, yes, you can still have abundance and optimism. It's true, but it's in square. It's in square to your personal planets, whatever you have in Cancer. And especially if you've got 0 degrees Cancer in your chart, and all of those Capricorn planets, the moon, the sun, Venus, Mercury, and Pluto are opposing you. So you're just feeling like it's hard to get yourself into synchronicity. I also want to tell you, sometimes when we have this much Capricorn energy opposing us, we feel exhausted, depleted emotionally and physically. We are tired. So I want you to take your vitamins, and I want you to count your blessings, and I want you to put together a pragmatic step-by-step health regimen for you, wealth regimen for you. How are you going to make more money? And you're going to kind of feel like maybe the world is not supporting you to the degree that you want it to, or things are not happening as quickly. Well, I just want to say to you, it's okay. It's okay. The changes will come in. They will come in, but you, my friend, cannot take your eyes off the road. And I want you to think like you're not on cruise control. You're with a stick shift, trying to drink a cup of coffee and trying to drive the car at the same time, and it's rainy, right? You have to pay attention. You will get to your destination, but it is going to take kind of this, it might feel like a Herculean effort to get life to go smoothly for you. Now, after the spring, after February, life kind of picks up because we get that Pluto out of Capricorn and we get it into Aquarius. And it's like, yes, get off me. And then it's not in a direct opposition for you. But my heart goes out to my Cancers right now. Cancers need a little extra love. They need a little extra boost. They need a little extra energy. Pick up the pieces for your Cancer. Just help them out. And I have to remember this for the Cancers in my life. And the Cancers in my life, I don't have Cancer in my chart. I have it in my chart. We all have every sign, but I don't have any planets in Cancer. The Cancers in my life always need something that is so different than what I naturally think about giving. Like, for example, a lot of the Cancers I have in my life are they need like time alone. And then I feel like that's really neglectful. I don't want to leave them alone. I want to go I want to go up into my daughter's room, knock on the door, and snuggle in her bed. No, she wants to have her movie, in her little cave, and she needs like alone time. And my energy can just be too domineering and can just flatten when I don't even know it's doing that, right? So think about what your cancers need with a lot of sensitivity. I also remembered that my dear Susie on the channel is also a Cancer, and she is just so beautiful. But she has Aries in her chart, so her Aries and my fire go really well together, and I just love her and adore her. But she was feeling under the weather for a little while there, and just needed a little bit of time to heal. And so my heart just went out to her. It seems like we're all overloaded, right? And we might feel that even more with that Aries. So let's keep talking. Let's keep going into Leo, and let me see Leo's energy. Well, Leo is going to get that gorgeous, gorgeous giant boost from Jupiter. Now, the thing that I like about this for Leo is it's getting out of, Jupiter is moving out of the Pisces energy, which Leo probably was really struggling with, the level of like emotional discord, sadness, upset. And what happens to Leo when they go deep into like the darker emotions that Pisces can bring up is Leo, I think how it translates into the Leo's experience is it turns into anxiety. And I think that Leos will start to feel less anxious with Jupiter in Aries because they can dog paddle and stay above the water. It's not like they're dog paddling and sinking under the water. So I will also say that Leo's ruling planet is the sun. So if you have any primary planets in Leo, the sun in this new moon position in Capricorn, that's an inconjunct. So it's a little bit wonky. And I'm also going to tell you that they're going to benefit from the Jupiter part, but they're going to struggle a little bit with the methodical slowness and of the results not occurring fast enough for what they want to manifest. Because that Capricorn energy is going to kind of pull that Leo down a little bit. However, the thing that both Capricorn and Leo are good at is they're really good at manifesting being number one, being the best, being phenomenal. And so I want to say that Leos, you can work with this energy, but you kind of have to slow things down a little bit. And you need to stay inside your integrity, your hard work, your tenacity, sweat equity. I want you to know you're going to be asked to work really hard right now. If you are born towards the middle to late part of Leo energy, you've got Saturn opposing your sun. You are tired. You are just so tired. You're really being asked to step into your wisdom, to grow yourself up. You're having a Saturn opposition. You might even lose something that you felt was very precious to you. You could, you might need to step into your own mentorship. You might parent your own self. I want to ask you about your father and how your father is doing, Leo, because Saturn opposing the sun, there's something significant going on with father that might be uncomfortable, sad, or hard, or difficult. However, that Jupiter is going to make things pretty darn sweet for you. Lots of opportunities, lots of abundance between now and May. Okay, Virgos, what I want to say to you is this is kind of a cool new moon for you. Again, you're also ruled by Mercury, and that Mercury is creeping up on a conjunction to Pluto. So you could get a little bit emotional, a little bit moody, a little bit cranky. You could kind of be a little bit too critical. You might feel like things aren't totally going your way with Pluto there. But really what you're being asked to do is to see things differently now. You're being asked to be a catalyst for this paradigm shift. And you're really being asked to work your program. And I know you already work your butt off, but you know, the Jupiter in Aries energy doesn't work so great for you. The Saturn in Aquarius energy doesn't work so great for you, but the nodal axis is in your favor. And that Taurus North Node is really helping you master yourself. And then all that Capricorn energy with Mercury there, even though it's going to go retrograde, is really helping assist you in your daily routine and your plan to build a better life for yourself. You could find a promotion, more money, more recognition. You could get elevated in some way. You could also, it's very important though that we look at what house this is happening in. This can be good news from your efforts, from working hard, from all that you have put into your projects. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to really, of course, stand in your integrity and stand in what do you want your life to look like? How do you want to grow yourself? Because right now it's like you're being presented with the opportunity and the resources, the program, the energy from people around you, the news, the environment in your life that will really support you to lift you up. This is actually a really beautiful new moon for you, but you do need to grow your garden and also watch my video called Do This on Every New Moon. I also want to say to all of you guys, my favorite new report is Your Soul's Design and Your Child's Report. And Your Child's Report is so good. No matter how old you are, everybody should get this report because it talks about kind of who you were as a child. And right now, as my mom always says, is as we grow into our adulthood, we just become more of who we are. And the inner child in you, that was developed between 0 and 7 years old is really explored in this report. And it is so good. I'm not joking. It is just so good. And I also recommend if you're just starting here, get my starter package. That's where you should start. But if you've already gotten that, then you could get the Astro Gold Package. That shows you all your progressions, your soul's design report. It's so good. Your unique chart rulers report. You got to know about your chart rulers and also your child's report. Those are so good. And if it's your birthday, you need your solar return report. So go check everything out at soulnavigation.com. Just click on the shop tab. Let's move on to Libras. Libra, this Jupiter is opposing you, especially if you're born in the first few degrees of Libra, 0 to 10, or if your moon is 0 to 10, or your, Mercury, Venus, Mars. And I do like oppositions sometimes, but you can feel like this Jupiter, it's like calling for you and then it eludes you. It calls for you and eludes you. So it's almost like you have this grand idea and then it doesn't launch, or you have this grand idea and you don't know how to start it. You get this big, giant good news and you don't know what to make of it, right? It's baffling and it's confusing. So just slow down, just take a smaller version of your hopes, dreams, goals, desires, and wishes, your New Year's resolutions. And I want you to reduce it down to bite-sized pieces to tackle. Otherwise, you could really overwhelm yourself. So Libra, wherever you have this 0 to 10 degrees Libra in your chart, and if you have it by a personal planet, that Venus in Capricorn on Mercury is bringing good news to you, bringing sweet news. This is a time for you to use your voice. Your voice is quite beautiful. Cut your record, do your speech, tell your story. You do the prayer at the dinner table if you want to. You need to talk your truth, speak your truth, learn your truth, grow your truth, and then work it. So this is a really good new moon time for you to plant seeds around who do you want to be in this world and harness the Venetian energy. Lead with love, positivity, kindness, and thoughtfulness for yourself and for others. And I do want you to know that this is a time in your life where, Mars in Gemini is going to help you, but you could run into speed bumps and roadblocks just because it's retrograde. So it makes things wonky and funky, and it's hurry up and wait. It's like the military, like, hurry up, we need you here right now. You get there and they don't need you. Try not to get too frustrated. Just know that it will smooth out. It's going to smooth out. And I want you to just kind of wear your seatbelt so you can ride the speed bumps. You can ride the waves, and you're a little bit on a wakeboard where it's choppy, but it's not bad. It's just the energy can be elusive, and it can thwart you a little bit too. I want to tell you that your relationships you might need to reinvest in some of your relationships, the Venus, and you might need to just be steady inside your relationships. Don't get your feelings hurt right now. And you could get your feelings hurt with that Jupiter opposing your Libra. I just want you to try to remember to flow, just to flow a little bit right now, a little bit more so than you normally would. So if you're in a relationship where somebody has kind of hurt your feelings, just remember you heard this video. Oh, she said I was going to be a little bit frustrated with people, or be a little bit sensitive, even a little bit sensitive. But there are some really positive things here for you. I do like the Saturn in Aquarius for you. So this is a time when you really can grow your new ideas that you have for yourself to benefit yourself. This is also a time when you could attract more resources and more money. Venus likes being in Capricorn. It's a good money manager here. Scorpio likes this moon. Scorpio likes all the Capricorn energy. Scorpio does really well with it. You're probably growing something and building something that is good for you. And you might even be going back to something and trying it again in a new way. You might be returning. Let's say you've been living abroad for quite a long time. This could be you wanting to go back to your homeland. This could be you wanting to give another relationship, I should say an old relationship, an old boyfriend, another chance. And that's because you've got the South Node that will have you revisiting your path and your past in some way. This could be you going back to an old boss saying, can you help me? Can you give me a reference to launch me forward? So usually, Scorpios, for another year, your past is going to revisit you with the South Node on your personal planets. So this can also be, and this is important to know, the house in which you've got your Scorpio in, because it is that subject matter that is being tested. I want to say that your past is to be reevaluated in order for you to do your past issue differently. I also want to say that this is a time when you could really step into some money. Now, you share Aries ruler Mars, and you like where Pluto, your co-ruler, is in the chart. You like it in Capricorn. And so you don't love Aries. You kind of butt heads with Aries. But I do think Jupiter in Aries is an interesting placement for you, because Aries is also ruled by Mars. So while you don't really do things the same way Aries does, I do think there are some benefits that want to find you right now with the 0 degrees Jupiter in Aries. I think Scorpios are struggling maybe with massive changes. Now, these changes could also be really inspiring. They could be overwhelming, and it's because you've got Uranus opposing your sun. So that can be a breakup. That can be your family dynamics shifting or changing. That could be a political change of heart. That could be new breakthroughs, new innovations, but it can bring anxiety and be unsettling. So I think this new moon is very grounding for you. And I really want to recommend that you take in nature. Go where there is water and earth if you can. So go to the beach for calm, healing energy. Also, the North Node in Taurus is just shining down on you. So becoming practical with your money, making good, solid investments right now is so important to you. I also feel like this is a giant opportunity for you to really grow your legacy, step into your calling. Don't just do work to make a buck. Do work that satisfies and soothes your soul. Okay, Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius and Capricorn are next door neighbors, but they are very, very different. Now, Sagittarius absolutely loves this Jupiter moving into Aries. Woo! And they love it so much more than when Jupiter was in Pisces, because that was a square to their sun. And that just, so I'm just going to tell you, Sagittarius, as you probably have been in some way eating your emotions, drinking your emotions, escaping your emotions, because when Jupiter is in Pisces, it is just emotionally overwhelming for Sagittarius. And when it gets into Aries, it's almost like, okay, now I can get shit done. Now I can make things happen. So I want you to think about your dreams. I want you to think about your beliefs. Who do you want to be, right? And then I want you to know that this Jupiter is going to help you do just that. Now, here's the trick. The Capricorn part is going to feel like there's a whole lot of, there's a whole lot of rules and regulations that need to be followed. There's, hold on, testing. I told you guys were going to see the bloopers. Hold on 1 second. So, Sagittarius, you might feel a little bit like things are going really, really fast for you with this Jupiter in Aries. But you will also see that your plans are not going to work if you don't have an infrastructure built in kind of a Capricornian way, just to tell you the truth. So you really need to take a Capricorn approach right now to find your deeper successes. And that's kind of hard to do for Sag. So, for example, your ruling planet just moved into Aries and you love that. And so this is a time where you can really, really massively find a regalness, a recognition. You are also a giant catalyst in this reformation, because it's like you're almost on the front line in a harmonious way where it's easy for you to put your belief system out there and work it. Now, with the new moon in Capricorn, I really do want to say, let's get real right now. Let's get real around what you really are capable of doing, what you don't want to do, what you do want to do, and let's get practical. Let's get really real. Do not overpromise. That Jupiter in Aries can have you overwork yourself to death, say yes constantly to everything. And then the Capricorn part is like, shoot, I can't even do all this that I promised. I can't even be all this that I said I could be. I can't bring the potluck dinner. I don't have enough time. So your life is about to get super manically busy. If it isn't already busy enough, it's about to get busier. But I want to say, resist the temptation to fly at Mach 10. And I want you instead to develop an infrastructure. Ask the people in your life who you can count on to support you, to help you in your vision, and put a team together of people to assist you and help you build something more pragmatic, more real, more realistic, something that is quality over quantity, and because those are the themes and concepts of Capricorn. And get more rules placed in your life. And if you don't have good boundaries, this could just be a wildfire. This could be a serious shit show, but it could also be the best time of your life. So Sagittarius, I just want you to know there's a lot of joy, abundance, and opportunity for you. There's a real chance for you to wear your crown proudly, and to glean and get the kind of recognition that you've probably been hungry for. This is also a great time to see the world, to embrace all Jupiterian things. That is finding your higher self, getting a license to do something, to launch yourself into something that requires a license. This is really, really positive time for you. So plant those seeds. And I want to remind you guys, if you want to watch my members only video where I go into deeper content around this new moon and what it means for you based on where this lands in your chart, join me over on my members only videos. You have to go to the community tab to find my members only videos, the links. And you can also just search on my channel for members only video playlist and you'll find it. Okay, Capricorn. Whoa. Capricorn, I bow down to you. This is going to be pretty incredible for you. I'm being honest. And I think you're going to see that you've just got these big dreams and big desires to that you really, really are capable of manifesting right now. Your dreams are probably a little harder dreams because they're serious business, right? You are the mountain goat climbing to the top. So I want to say this is a time that you can really get yourself noticed. And I want to tell you that this is a time when you can really plant these giant beans. We're not talking seeds. We are talking beans, Jack and the Beanstalk beans, right? Around your mental health, physical health, your financial fitness, if you will, your energy. This can be such a boost for you. You could get a more fulfilling job, a better job, more resources, better health care. You really could step into the role of provider. You could find that there is some big surprise around money, especially Capricorn, if you've got your Venus here. This is just so good. So Capricorn, if you have your sun here, big surprises want to find you. That's that Uranus in Taurus and the North Node in Taurus shining down on you. Plus the planet Pluto of transformation has probably really brought in difficult things that you've had to face. But with those difficult things, there is massive change. I also want to tell you that this Jupiter in Aries, it's in square to your Capricorn planets. And so it doesn't operate just, with simplicity. It's like you have to put the coins, into the machine to make the washing machine go at the laundromat, right? You have to put quarters into the jukebox to make the music sing. So it is with your hard work and your own tenacity, your own mental mind shift, your own deep personal psychological transformation around maybe having felt like a real victim of something horrible, and you might have even really been a victim, but starting to heal the part of you that has felt victimized with Pluto going over your sun, starting to heal the hopelessness that you have felt with Pluto going over your sun, and really stepping into a whole paradigm shift around manifesting money, manifesting prosperity, manifesting abundance, manifesting new opportunities, manifesting your greater self, manifesting the regalness in you, manifesting the queen or the king that lives inside of you that wants to be recognized and seen and truthfully just make a real difference in the world. So between now and next May 16th, you really are putting yourself on the map. Okay, let's talk about Aquarius. So Aquarius, I will just tell you that you've got Saturn sitting on your sun, and Saturn is at 21 degrees. So if you're a late Aquarius, this is happening right now. If you're an early Aquarius, this has already happened to you, where you have been asked to grow yourself up, right? You've been asked to follow a new set of rules, probably your own rules, but you are being asked to really step into your wisdom and to mature. You've got the planet of karma sitting right there in your sun sign. And so you really are reaping the rewards that you have been due. And I'll also say you might be tired. When Saturn is on your sun, you're usually getting more responsibility and you might be kind of tired. And I'll say that this is inharmonious with the Scorpio and Taurus nodal axis energy. So and you might have been thrown some curveballs, to tell you the truth, with Uranus squaring your sun. And this new moon is interesting because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is in your sign on your primary planets. So if you've got your moon in Aquarius, or your sun, or your Mercury, Venus, Mars, or Jupiter, this new moon is going to be very, very potent and very powerful to you by bringing you probably a few more guardrails. A little bit more of a conservative approach will be helpful. Not living by the seat of your pants, but really wanting to build something from the ground up. Saturn is the ruler of this new moon in Capricorn on January 23rd. And Saturn is also your ruler. And so there is a part of you that can really relate to this. I bet you there's a piece of you that is ready to get very serious and grow something of significance. Now, you might also feel like there's an activist that is activating inside of you, where you want to, or you're being asked to rethink some concepts and some beliefs that you have. I'll also say that your mind is having deep personal transformation right now. I want to tell you that your money, while you probably have to work a little bit hard for your money right now, it is solid, and there's something to say about having your money be solid. So, and I also want to say this new moon, it's not warm and fuzzy. It isn't mushy gushy, but it is loyal and it is steadfast. And so this is a time when your loyalty to yourself, to your work, to your legacy, to the people that you love really matters, and it means something. I want to tell you that this is a time when you can break free from the old guard and you can really innovate, be innovative, be creative in your new approach to life, and create a new approach right now. Like, do away with the old stagnant and stale methodology. Step into new innovations. And this Jupiter in Aries is going to bring you a greatness. If you work your program, you will receive the rewards from this Aries and Jupiter. And you might get a little bit of a boost of energy when you've probably been really tired because of Saturn on your sun. If you've got the early degrees of Aquarius in your primary planets, you're gonna receive some sort of good luck, opportunity. Something really wonderful wants to find you. So you have to be on the lookout for it. Okay, we're going to end with Pisces. And Pisces really is this Capricorn new moon, and all these Capricorn planets are so good for Pisces. Oh my God, let me tell you, they are just so good because they're going to ground Pisces. They're going to make Pisces get up and work their program in the morning. Now, I will tell you that I think Pisces might have been feeling a little bit emotional, melancholy, depressed, blue, or just super emotional with Jupiter on their sun in the sign of Pisces. It's just a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, a lot of depth of feeling, a lot of heart and soul. And also, Pisces, you have direct contact with the nodal axis, and with Uranus in Taurus at 15 degrees, you've probably been dealing also with some shocks to the system, feeling shocked, feeling fried, feeling burnt out, feeling absolutely like, I don't know, electrified, electrocuted. So it could be a good kind of electricity, or it could be a too much kind of electricity. Like the electrical currents are they're too harsh on your system. So now with this new moon, it's almost like there is a steadiness that wants to find you. There is a new routine. There is a new work methodology, a new work system, a new job opportunities. And I also feel with Jupiter moving out of your sign, it's kind of like maybe a little refreshing. You might have felt like you were drowning in your own life. You also might have experienced like a flood of feelings, a flood of what emotion? Anger, sadness, excitement, just a flood, like almost too much to even navigate through it. You might have also felt like your world got really, really big and you just didn't have the bandwidth to manage it all or handle it all. So I think this Capricorn new moon is going to allow you to really grow your garden. Now, it takes time, and I know you like instant gratification, like a lot of us do, but you've got to water your garden and tend to your garden so you can grow your flowers. There's a lot of abundance here for you. And I also want to tell you that Saturn is going to it's going to go into the sign of Pisces. And so I think you're starting right now, you are actually planting this garden, and you will see that you kind of have to find your better self by March, right? You've got to find sort of your better, stronger, more virile, vital, healthy self to really handle that Saturn moving into Pisces in the spring, because you are going to seriously up your game. So you're planting the seeds right now for them to really grow in March. You have to stand in your fortitude, your tenacity, your power, your integrity, and the builder in you, to grow yourself. You're not getting it handed for free, but you are getting the tools to grow your whole garden. And that's exciting for you. That is exciting for you. I mean, this is like, there is a way out. There is a way out of, I guess, hurts, aches, and pains, melancholy, sadness, depression, trauma, poverty, anything that hasn't been working for you. There is a way out and into opportunity and abundance. But you have to work the program. You have to wake up every day and do the program. You have to, get to the gym to do the exercise program to get healthier. So I want you to really work your program. Okay, you guys. Well, this was, the new moon for all 12 signs. Please tell me if you like this, if you like these transit videos, if you're having fun listening to them, if you feel like they're relative and truthful for your sign. I would love your feedback. And if you are a super supporter member, and you can be a member for as little as $2.99. Come join this beautiful community. I absolutely love it. And then you will get to see my next video. You'll find it on the community tab, about the new moon moving through the houses where you have it by house. And the house is so important because it tells you the arena in which this new moon is actually taking place. So I will meet you over there in my new members only video. From my house here in Seattle to wherever you're living in the world, I wish you the very, very best. Take good care.